Jurgen, we're all aware obviously what happened last night, so did you watch it in the end and how do you feel about that result now?
It was really the result I expected. United tried whatever they can in the first half especially, so it was a bit unlucky in one or two moments, but then over the 95 minutes it was clear that they can't stand City in the moment, so I was not surprised by the result. I watched it and I said it already in another interview before, in a situation like that you assess a little bit yourself, and I was completely calm. I watched it, so it was clear that finally that game was played, because since months it feels there were always one game in hand. So now it's clear we are one point behind City, and we knew for a long time that if we win our last two games, the next two games, then the decision will be made in the last game, on the last match day, and that's then pretty special. But for that we have to win the next two games, which is difficult enough. And first of all, we have to play the next one against Huddersfield, and that's what we are concentrated now on.
So just before I ask you about Huddersfield Town, bless you. Before I ask you about Huddersfield Town, right, Mohamed Salah has been away as far as Time magazine's 100 most influential people in the world, which is incredible anyway. So what do you think about that? And is he back, and is he okay after the travelling? Yeah.
Travelling these days, nowadays is no problem anymore. It would be more problem if his car is broken, he has to walk from here. You had that, huh? So that's pretty comfortable, and I'm very proud of that, because people in football, we are obviously a lot on television, in newspapers, stuff like that, and most of the time we don't say really smart things. But Mo is a very smart person, and in his role, very influential as well, and so he said a couple of really good things, and inspired obviously some people, hopefully on one side to overthink a few things, and on the other hand side he got other people got aware of him and saw that in the world in a moment. It's very important that you have a voice like Mo's voice. It should not be his first job obviously, but it's very important that he has still an opinion and makes that opinion public. So I was completely fine. We always say football is not the most important thing in the world, but in moments when you have to prove it, then you have to be there, and that means, okay, of course he can miss one session. That's what he did, and today he will be in training, and everything will be fine again. And I saw a few pictures, so he looked brilliant in his, what is it, tuxedo or what? Wow. And saw that he met a lot of famous people. Mrs. Targaryen, she was there as well. If he would have asked me, maybe I would have joined him. But he didn't. So no, it was obviously very interesting and very good experience. So he's back, and everything will be fine.
And just finally for me, I appreciate that Huddersfield Town is no cakewalk by any stretch, because there's nothing is in the Premier League, and yet they've only won one since the start of December. So with that in mind as well, do you utilise your squad with Barcelona in mind, or is it?
No. This would probably be the last game that I overthink anything, because it's always the same. It's the question you ask, the situation they are in, the things people think about the game is already enough of bad preparation. So I will not push that wrong mindset with a strange lineup or whatever. No chance for that. We had enough time to recover after last game. We have enough time to recover for the next game. Nothing. No. Barcelona has nothing to do with the game on Friday night.
Just to check with that squad then, Fabinho, how's he? Lovren okay as well, and Lallana ready to go?
All a bit questionable. We don't know it exactly in a moment, so we will have to see today. So we gave them all a proper rest. They untrained yesterday, so. But that's okay, probably, and the others we will see. We have to see. Ox trained, all good. Yeah.
Where are you at in your thinking in how you take this forward from here? Because you've got such a massive points total. Already you've been linked with other players. There was a link with Lorenzo Insigne at Napoli today. So how do you take this forward? I mean, you can comment on Insigne as well if you like.
Okay, we will not sign Lorenzo Insigne. He's a very good player, but I guess he has a long-term contract at Napoli, and we will not not even try it. So that's all I can say about this, and the rest is. But what's exactly the idea of the question?
How do you take it forward? Because you've got such a big points total this season. The squad has performed so well. So how do you improve it further from here now?
Oh, that's always more difficult the better the team gets. So that's what it's a good sign. It's a good sign because transfers we are not there to excite the people out there and think, wow, a new player and stuff like that. Actually, the job is to improve the team, and there's different ways. We said that always. It's about with training. Actually, I think it's the best way to do. And if you have to sign somebody, you sign somebody. If you have him then you don't think immediately about doing the same thing on the same position again. So the team is pretty well balanced. So that's how it is. It's nothing, for sure, our plans are not for the public. That's how it is. But will it be the biggest transfer window of LFC? No. Probably not, but I think you would have been surprised if I say yes. We sell them all because if they don't do it at the end, then we sell them all. That was a nice idea. So no, it's we are always, our eyes are always open. We always look, but what happens if and when, nothing to say about in the moment.
Juliet?
I did say last night after the
Oh, I only watched the game. I only watched the game. I didn't watch it.
you say that both Liverpool and Manchester City deserve to win the title as one. Is that something that you agree with?
Yeah. Still will not happen, probably. That was only a water bottle, an empty one. So, will not happen. So, one of us, it's like with the Highlander. We'll be there at the end, but it's still. Look, that's what I meant when I said last week. I think we don't only play for being champion at the end of the season. Yes, it's a main. It's a big target. This team tries it the first time, and we are obviously pretty close in the moment, and we are still at the chance to do it. We will see what happens until the end of the season, but it will be not. It's still the first time, not the last time. So that's how it is, and only because. The club is waiting for a long time, the people are waiting for it. That doesn't make it more likely that we are that close is already, I would say, rather surprising, because last year we were 25 points behind. So, and that doesn't look like that will happen this year again. So that's really, really good. And it's pretty much all I can say about it. It's all good, and we have to carry on. We will carry on. There's no doubt about that. But at the end, still only one team will be the champion. That was always like this. I'm long enough in the business. I knew that before we started. We still tried it, but it's not only about that. That's what I said. We want to play the best football we can play every single day. That's the truth. Every single day. Sometimes we have to accept that it's not that it didn't happen, but we still try it, and that's all what we are interested in. And then at the end of the season, you see where you end up, and that's this year the same like in all the years before.
I guess it's like that whole thing, isn't it? There would be a disappointment for whoever doesn't win the title, but it's the fact that he was also saying, that neither team, can have regrets because of the season that both have had in terms of consistency and the standard of football that's been played. So far,
yes. But we have still 3 games to play, so and we want to win them. So and it's difficult enough. Huddersfield, Newcastle, Wolverhampton. They proved again last night that it will be a tough game anyway. So that's a situation. Nothing else to say. We don't have to resume. We don't have to summarize or whatever the season and think what happened. I said it. If we will do it, we will do it. If we will not do it, there are no regrets. As long as we give always our best. And I saw that the whole season from the boys, but still, the season, however it ends up, is only the first step in that area. It's not we are not finished, a finished article, whatever, to say, okay, so that was the last year, they played together, but we start that. We started this year with this team, and we will carry on, and then we will see.
Jurgen, this incredible run of consecutive victories continues. I mean, that's excellent at any time, but given the closer we get to the end of the season, it's even more impressive. How do you think the players, or have you been able to instill in the players, or have they found it within themselves, that in games recently, Chelsea and last week, for example, where it's been 0-0 for a long period of time, but there's been no sign of recklessness, of overforcing, and and they've just managed to maintain this composure, and it's paid off. But where does that come from?
We made our own experiences in the last in the last 3.5 years. We had a lot of difficult moments. We had good moments. We had a lot of things, and you train a lot together. We are together since more than 3.5 years, so that's completely normal. I think like if you have the quality to do so. So that's how it is. The boys are in a brilliant age now. It's the best age actually for a football player, mid-20s. So it's cool. They have a lot of space for improvement, but they are already on a really high level, and that means you know what you do, and you are not surprised anymore if you are good, and you are not frustrated when you are not that good. If you are not that good, then you know there's still a way to deliver at least some performance, let me say like this, that you're still able to win. It's not that you lose confidence in these moments, but that's normal. It's not something special for us or what we did now, and we should not talk too much about what happens when it's long 0-0, because I don't like it. But if it happens, then it's then you still have 30 minutes to score. That's an awful lot of time. It's just really enough time to score 20 goals, actually. It will not happen, but the time is there for it. So it's all about doing the right things again and again and again. For that, you need to be convinced about the things you do. And of course, we are meanwhile much more convinced about the things we do, because we felt much more often that it works. And that's the situation. We are far. If we win the games, then we still was not a perfect season. So, but that's not a problem, because that's all for all the other teams the same. But we then have still space for improvement, and that's the most important thing for us. Because, how I said, if we win the league, it's only the first step. If we don't win the league, it's only the first step. That's how it is. We start now, and we started this year with that team, and that's good. And now let's carry on.
We saw another example at the weekend of James Milner's excellence from the penalty spot. I mean, it's a phenomenal record that he's got with Liverpool in particular. What sort of qualities do you think it takes to be able, under pressure in these games, to constantly come up with the goods from 12 yards?
Oh, Miller's like a machine in these moments. It's like he trains it very, very often. It's not the only one who trains it. Mo is getting better and better and better and better and better. And a couple of other players as well. But Mille is just experienced enough. He had a lot of moments, important penalty shoots in his life already with the U21s of England years ago and stuff like that. So he was in a situation very often, and he knows that it's all about the right. What is that now? How you keep your body in the right position and the right technique, and done. Be convinced. So it's. Unfortunately, he missed a penalty as well, so in a pretty important game, if I'm right. But yes, he's like more or less like a machine in these moments. Switch off all emotions and just interested in put the ball in the net, and that's the best way to do it.
Okay, we'll go to Carl, and then I'll go to those in the room, the others who are asking how good he's staying in the organisation as well. Carl, next.
Okay. 4 players in the PFA team of the year, 3 of whom were defenders. How much satisfaction does that give you that side of the game has been recognised by their fellow pros?
Oh, it's impressive. It's good and deserved as well. For me, my team is the team of the season anyway. So that's true, because there could have been, from my point of view, 4, 5, 6. Even 7 more players involved, because they played an outstanding season in so many moments. But of course, the players in the Premier League make the decision, and so that's then the most honest competition of the year. Even when the players don't watch all the games, they probably watch most of the time the summaries, and so it's even more special when you come in a team of the year as a defender. Then it's mostly of the players they played against them and felt obviously quite uncomfortable and thought, oh, that was not easy today. So that's cool and so deserved. But how I said, Mo would have deserved it again. He's again up there with for the scorer, with the top scorers. Scored so many incredible, important goals for us. Gini plays an incredible season, 100%. Hendo is a moment in a shape. If they would vote today, then he would probably be in and stuff like that. So it's good. But all the other players obviously deserve it as well, and it's the players' decision. And so we anyway have to accept it. But I'm really happy for them.
Yes, okay. Organisation, one question.
Jonas from Norwegian National TV.
you came into this club mid-season, had to rebuild the stuff. How do you see comparisons to Man United or Solskjaer and the job he has to do there?
Now I get it. Coming from Norway and asking questions about how I did it. They didn't help us, why we should help them? You have to find your own solutions. No, it needs time. Come on, it needs time. So it's that's how it is. I need the time. Everybody needs time. You cannot perform wonders. Nobody of us can do that. And it's a quite competitive league. Let me say it like this. And I don't think you found a lot of people. They spoke too positive about me when I came in October. And probably if we wouldn't have had quite interesting ride in the European League, I don't think there would have been a lot of positives about me. So that's how it is. We all have to try our best and to work every day, and that's what he has to do. And at the end, I think the financial power of United is big enough to sort the problems.
Gentlemen, yes, we to the side.
Audio goes from Aftenposten, also on Norwegian. But,
Did you watch the game last night?
Yeah.
And then you thought we jump in the press conference of LFC as well.
Liverpool seem to be back fighting for the league and also another semi-final in the Champions League. And you've also done very well at the transfer market the last couple of years. So what are the main reasons you see in the club and the structure, the way the club are built up, that you are able to
It's the same question, actually, in different words. We were patient enough and made a few smart decisions, but we are not where we want to end. It's still the question. Nice, thank you very much. Yes, we are in a good moment. That's true, but we are not here to think about what we did, that it happened and it worked. I'm not interested really, because if we did every day what we thought it's right to do, that's the truth. And now we are here. That's all because of the players, because the boys did outstandingly well, constantly pushing their own limit on the next level. So that's the truth, and that's what we tried to show them, that it's possible. It's not important what people think about you. It's really important what we think about us and how we can improve and all that stuff. After a season, if you listen to the public, then it's like you have to sell like 15 players and bring in 15 players, or if there's any good striker out there, then you have to buy him, otherwise you don't make your business and stuff like that. You have to be calm in this situation, and you just to trust your own feelings and your own decisions, and then it can work. Depends extremely if the decisions are right, obviously, but that is only proved then during the season. So we were lucky with the signings we did, and we were working hard. That's how everybody can expect us to do, and obviously there's still one team with a point more. So, and that's not exactly how it should be, but we respect that for today. But from in 10 minutes on, we will work on that we can close that gap as well. That's it.
Okay, David's a no. Neil, anything from you?
I spoke to James Miller last week, and he talked about the fringe members of the team, or the players who haven't played that much this season. He singled out Simon Mignolet.
Perfect example.
Yeah, I was going to say, how good is it that everyone seems to have contributed to this, where the team finds itself this season?
It's no problem to speak about it. It's a bit of a shame that we have to, because it's completely logical. But if you cannot, if you only have a first 11, and something is completely wrong with the team, that's for sure. We have the quality what we have in training when all the boys, especially when all the boys were fit. Then it's incredible. It's the best quality I ever had in training sessions. So the only problem then we don't have a lot of time for training, but it's still there. But I like the moment. I like really that Millie picked Simon, because. I really think, and that's not nice to say about Simon, because I'm pretty sure he thinks about himself as a number one, what he is in most of the other clubs, but he's the best number two in the Premier League, 100%. So it's just a good feeling for me to have him. That's true. And he still made steps. He still improved since in the last year. So because of his professionalism and or his attitude, that's just brilliant. I'm not in the dressing room constantly, but when Millie says something like that, then it's 100% the truth, because he is there very often, and I'm really happy with that situation. having this quality, and then with Queef having a number 3 who's then really the young prospect, which surprised a lot of players constantly in training with unbelievable skills. So that's a very good position for us, and we are really happy about that.
Fantastic. Thanks, guys. Thank you very much.
Welcome.